Hello Libra! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. I'm thinking it's blurry, so I'm giving it a second to focus. Maybe it's not going to focus. I don't know. I think it is focused now. Okay. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Yeah, that seems fine. Sometimes I wonder if it's just on my camera it seems a little blurry or if it's actually blurry. Libra! Let's get a little bit more out here because I'm kind of thinking this is going to be really good, but let's be a little... Okay, what do we got here for you, Libra? You have, like, things are going well. Things are going well, but I feel like they may not be going to plan, but they're going well. And it's kind of like, okay, kind of rolling with it while it's doing what it... But it's going well, but I feel like there's something here about it's not kind of going the way you think it should. So let's get a little deeper into it, of course. Going into the situation, you're very good at making the right decision. In this situation, you're doing well with that. And I can already think of a person I know that's a Libra that they always contest that. Like, well, I don't know if it's really going that well. But I'm like, no, for what you're dealing with, you're doing well. But I'm getting this weird kind of like, well, I don't know about that. Best possible... well, it's the best possible decision. Because there's a lot of variables here. I feel like you're doing well, but I'm also getting good cheers. Like, I feel like you're bringing a positive energy here. Even though it says good cheer, I don't really feel like it's talking about your attitude towards the situation, but the influence you bring to the situation. You're trying to keep it uplifted and positive, people wanting to work together, people understanding, hopefully, that, you know, we don't have to be at each other's throats to make this work out. We can get along, trying to get people to get along. So you're bringing a good attitude towards it. I just feel like good cheer is not talking about how you're feeling about it. You're making good decisions, but you might be kind of like, well, I don't know if it's going that well, but I am getting that it is. You might be... So if you're kind of in that mode, like, well, I suppose it's going well, but it could go better. I'm getting you're doing the best you can with what you have in front of you. There's a lot of variables here. It really is going well. Especially when I'm feeling in the environment, you got a lot of people just trying to wait you out. A lot of stubborn energy around you that's just waiting it out and taking their time, thinking they're just going to win out on the situation by just kind of waiting you out, literally waiting you out. This is kind of where I also feel your energy coming in, kind of like, well, it could go better. Yeah, but with the energy you're faced with this stubborn energy, you are doing very well. You're kind of budging it here and there. It just may not want to admit it. Just to be fair and aware of that. This is something that you're constantly having to work with at this point. And you're doing your due diligence with it. Anything you could do to kind of move this forward, you are seeming to do that. You're very helpful. There are roadblocks, but I'm getting there were going to be roadblocks either way. And if there's 50 roadblocks on this road, you might have gotten rid of up to 20 of them. So don't play that down. Be aware that, like, yeah, but I feel like you're kind of like, well, yeah, but I need to get rid of all 50. But you're still making a difference. Just remember, you are making a difference. I just feel like you might be hard on yourself at this point, so be aware of that. Now, as this gets to this point, you get to this point where it seems like it's like you've been trudging along, and you got maybe 20 of those 50 roadblocks out of the way, but it's kind of like, I've been putting so much work into this, it's going to be the rest of my life before I get rid of the rest of these, because one of the reasons there's only 20 gone is because you take 3 down, somebody puts 2 up. You take 3 down, somebody puts 2 up, and that's why you only got 20 gone so far. You've got the 5 of Swords with the World card with the 10 of Swords. No, the 8 of Swords. Okay, that's better. Because I was just kind of like, the 10 of Swords, I didn't think it was that bad. You're having the feeling at this point, like, am I just wasting my time? Is this ever going to go right? Am I just kind of spinning my wheels? Even though I've gotten 20 of these 50 roadblocks out of the way, again, you take down 3, somebody puts up 2. You take down 3, somebody puts up 2. And you're just kind of like, the effort, and will it ever get there? Even if I get all 50 of them down, Am I going to constantly have to maintain it because somebody's always going to try to put more roadblocks back where they were? Ironically, when I'm seeing that Five of Swords, it's between the two of you. The other side is literally feeling the same way. They're not going to admit to that, I don't think. But they're feeling that way. Like, they're also feeling like I'm putting so much energy trying to stop the Libra, trying to get the Libra to stop it, to let me do what I want to do. But the Libra is slowly winning. The Libra is slowly winning is what they're getting, and they're thinking you're gonna win them out. They're wasting their time holding it back. If they just finally let go and let you do what they want, let you do what you want, that they don't have to be worried about this, because like they are starting to feel like sooner or later they're gonna lose it. They're gonna lose control of this. I feel for a lot of you, you might be coming into this reading, you're at this stage where you're kind of like, you're feeling like you're fighting this battle and fighting this battle, but that it's never going to end is the problem. You're afraid that it will never end. It's like, no matter how long you fight, you will always be fighting. Knowing that the other side is feeling the same way, and they're considering letting go too, is your advantage point if this is coming to you at the right time. Because both of you are feeling trapped. I feel like both of you are feeling trapped in this situation, and both of you are acknowledging that something has to change because you're sick of doing it this way. Hopefully this is coming to you at the right time so you're aware of this, because I feel like if you're aware of it, you could hold on that much longer until you start seeing this, or you can at least start digging into the situation a little more and find out, are they really feeling that way? Are they really getting fed up with this and feeling like they're destined to lose sooner or later? Because that's the advantage you would need. Kind of like, wait, there is an end in sight? Really? Wait a minute, are you sure? That makes a big difference to you is what I'm getting. Now, when I'm getting imagination in this situation, it's in the environment, and it feels a little hopeless. Like, I'm looking at this card by itself, right? And you see those hands, it's very monotone to me. A lot of blues, a little bit of greens, but it's very lifeless to me. It's kind of like the middle of the night, things falling through somebody's hands. Imagination might be working against them. And they might be feeling like if they don't get on board and start working with you now, that you might work against them later. I don't really feel your energy wanting to do that, but it might be in their head that they think that. So just be aware of like the energy and the mental things going on in somebody else's head. They might be feeling like they give in to you now, or else you're gonna retaliate later. I don't feel your energy really like that, though. I don't feel like that's really what's happening. So, but they might have that perception. Just be aware of it. Knowledge is here. This is you. When you come forward, and you need to kind of, this is your contribution. The knowledge is your contribution. You need to kind of come at this again, and this might be another big piece of this reading. At this point, it's time for you to come forward and give your reasoning for, like, stop putting those roadblocks back up. Let me take down the rest of this 50 so we can clear the roadway and we can let this flow through the way it needs to. Stop getting in my way. Stop making this difficult for me. Because I feel like you can do that in a very good diplomatic way. Like, you don't make it very hard for this person to hear you. They just simply have to want to hear you, and this doesn't have to be that bad. They will be receptive at this time. This is another reason they're saying this might be the time for you to bring this forward, because they will be receptive is what I'm getting at this time. They're ready to hear you. Give them the knowledge. You give them the knowledge. This doesn't have to be that big of a deal. I'm not looking to create bigger problems. I just want this road clear so we can do that. Once that is, we're cool. There's no problems. I'm not holding any grudges. During this, when you relay this information and give this again and come forward, hopefully, you can also quiet those fears. Like, you don't have any animosity. You're not looking to grind an axe about the situation. You just want this to pass. You need this to finish so we can move on. You can quell those fears. It is dependent. Oh, is that judgment? Yes. Okay. I didn't see it, but I love that it's there. You've got the King of Swords with the, okay, there's the Ten of Wands. That's stress, but that's also getting your success through the stress. Like, this conversation, I don't want to say you're going to be you're not looking forward to it. I get that. But they're saying it's worth it. It's worth the stress. It's stress getting the outcome you want. It's stress leading to success. That's, you see the behind the King of Swords, you're the King of Swords. You're coming forward and starting this conversation, and you're creating judgment in your favor. Judgment will only come in your favor if you bring forth this conversation, is what I'm getting. That's why it's hidden behind the King of Swords. It's saying it doesn't exist until you create it. Judgment in your favor will be created in your favor. Judgment will be created in your favor by you creating that King of Swords moment, getting forward, going forward to this energy, person, whoever it is, and talking this out like, hey, all I want is for you to stop putting up roadblocks. Let me take down the rest of these. Let this flow freely. No harm, no foul. We're all cool. I don't harbor any animosity. You can quell that through the way you communicate. The way you communicate, you quell that nervousness, is what I'm getting. You make your point. This person relaxes. That's what it takes. You get this card. Prosperity. Prosperity talks to me of not just success now, but continual success going forward. Now, remember this. I feel like this is important. You quell this person's fears, but they're aware that you could become a problem for them. I do feel like you want to keep in contact with this person and remind them that you're on good terms. You want to remind them every now and then. You don't have to do it daily. Maybe monthly. You know how often. I feel like you're going to know how often. Just every now and then you'll get that inkling to talk to them. Just make sure they realize you're cool, they're cool, everybody's cool. And I feel like you can move on from this situation. I don't think you're going to really want to work with this person any more than you have to. That's what I'm getting with the Eight of Cups. I understand you're not going to want to work with this person any more than you have to, because they were already a pain before, so why would you want to go back towards that, right? But I'm also getting that you might have an unexpected ally when you need it. So keep that in mind, because by letting this person kind of off the hook, at least that's how they feel, you actually are winning favor with them. You're not going to be best buddies. No, I'm not saying that. But they realize in their mind, you could have created a lot of problems for them and you did not. They think of that as a positive thing. They look at you in a positive way because you did not do that. Things between you and them are very good, is what I'm getting with the Sun card, the Seven of Cups, and the Empress card. I don't feel like you want to deal with them any more than you have to, because they're difficult. They can tend to be a little difficult. But that Sun card especially is telling me it's almost like they feel like they owe you. It's subjective whether they really do or not, but that energy is there. I feel like you need to remember that. Now, at some point in the future, there's going to be more things you want, and you're gonna start realizing that you're gonna have to work with this energy again. You will have to work with them again. Want to? I don't think so. But at some point, and I feel like for some of you, you're like, well, they're leaving this job, so I don't see how that will happen. I'm getting that right off the bat. They're saying you might be surprised because maybe you'll change jobs or they'll come back, and you're going to end up working with this energy again. They're saying you will end up working with. It's like I've even had people who have worked with people they didn't like working with, and then they have like a kid in soccer or something, and then they have to deal with that person like on a committee like that, and they're like, I can't believe this person showed up in my life again. It could be something like that. Just keep that in mind, because this person, you will have to come around and work with them again. Go forward as soon as you know you're going to have to work with them again. Go forward as soon as you can and talk with them as soon as you can. Keep that in your mind. Because when you go forward to them first or very soon, to them that's a level of respect. They already felt like they owed you anyway. You could have given them a hard time and you didn't. But if you go forward to them early on in the situation, to them that's a level of respect. So now you got 2 credits to your favor. One, if you go forward right away anyway. One, they do kind of feel like they owe you from the past. Whether they do or not, I know is subjective, but they do feel that way is what I'm getting. 2, if you go to them right off the bat, that's a level of respect. You're now getting 2 credits to your favor, and you are going to need this person, is what I'm getting. You actually are. Use that to your advantage, because then they will step up for you. I'm getting they will step up for you, and they will help you move forward, and you will need them. Keep that in mind. I'm getting courage in the environment, like, Ironically, this energy doesn't really know if they really want to work with you either. That seems to be, you're both on the same page with that. But they also honor what they believe are their commitments. One, I feel like they kind of have this feeling like they owe you, and that you're honoring them and you're showing them respect, and they want to honor that. They will stand with you. They will help you. They're going to do it on their terms. They are going to do it on their terms, but they'll do what they can to help you. If they can do it your way, they'll go as far as they emotionally can handle doing that, if that makes sense. They live life differently than you. Keep that in mind. But I feel like if you get 2 credits to your advantage, they're going to try that much harder to honor the situation. They're going to make the situation, this next situation that you have to deal with them in, makes it so much easier. When it comes around, this makes your life so much easier. This is very, very well worth it. Because when you need them, I feel like for those of you who are really connecting to this, the first thing is like, well, I really don't think I'm going to call on them unless I absolutely have to. You will absolutely have to. It's not elective. It's not like this one or that one or no. It's kind of like you actually need them. Every bit of support you can get, you need with this situation. You're going to need it. You're going to be thankful. It makes your road so much easier. It's going to be worth it. The only Knight of Swords energy I feel there is kind of like you're a little nervous to go towards them because they've been difficult to deal with in the past. It's only like it's unnerving for you because you're like, oh, they've been difficult to deal with in the past. If I don't really have to deal with them, I really don't want to. That's the Knight of Swords, like, oh, I don't really know if I want to do this, but I'll do it. That's the only stress I'm getting there. Like it's within you, kind of nervous to deal with this person, but there's no arguments or anything like that happening. Are we good? All right. I'm shutting this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.